guys, today we're going to be doing leg work. Get that nice round bum. So we're going to be looking at squats and lunges. So these are probably two of the most well-known exercises for legs and bum. So I'm going to show you how to do these at home, and they're really easy to just transfer straight into the gym, and I'll tell you how to incorporate dumbbells if you want to. Okay, so first of all we're going to show you a simple squat. So you can either do this body weight or you can hold dumbbells in both hands. You can also do it with a bar, but for beginners I would suggest starting off with a dumbbell or the body weight. We're going to start off feet directly underneath the hips. You should feel nice and sturdy on your knees. Feet are facing forward. However, if you do feel slightly off balance, you can put a slight turn in the knees. Not completely, just ever so slightly. Just turn the toes outwards, okay? So, from this position, I would hold your hands out in front of you to help keep your balance. Your knees are going to go straight down, but not cross over the toes, okay? So you shouldn't be leaning forward like this. You should be sat as if you're going to sit on a chair. If you want to strip this exercise back a little bit more, get the good old dining chair back. So I'm going to show you from this point of view. Again, feet are directly underneath the hips, arms out in front to help keep the balance. Touch and push back up. So as you push back up, you're pushing through your heels. Okay? Down, push back up through the heels. So as you're pushing back up through the heels, you should feel your glutes tense together. Okay? As you can see, my chest is nice and high. Okay, so you shouldn't be doing this. No leaning forward. Nice high chest. Pushing through the heels as you come back up, squeezing the glutes. So another thing you might notice with this is your knees might wobble a bit. So this is where the chair comes in useful. You need to focus on maybe pushing your knees out. If you can think about your knees as you're coming up and down, more so when you push up, you might feel that your knees might wobble out or inwards a little bit. So when you're looking at that, you need to really focus on what, as you push up back through the heels, you need to make sure that your knees are not pushing inwards or rotating inwards as you're pushing back up. So if you can consciously think about what your knees are doing as you're pushing up through your heels, you can then adjust this and really focus on pushing the knees outwards as you come back up. This will really help target the bum. So knees are in line or directly underneath the hips. Arms out for balance, push up through the heels. So we're not sitting on the chair, so we're not completely sitting and then coming back up. However, if you do find it difficult at this stage to just touch the chair and come straight back up, you can start from sitting and just keep pushing yourself back up. Keep that form. So to do this in a gym environment, you can do it exactly the same. You can use a bench to help make sure you're getting low enough because you want your thighs to be parallel with the floor. Okay, so you don't want to be doing half squats. You don't want to be coming too low. As you lower yourself down, your thighs should be parallel with the floor. So to help with this, you can use a bench in the gym. And obviously the mirrors will show you what level you're coming at. If you're a little bit more advanced level, you can use some dumbbells and you would hold them either side, or you could use a kettlebell and hold it in between your hands. Okay, so if you were to use a kettlebell in the gym, I would suggest holding it like this. So as you do your squats, it keeps your chest nice and high, but it will also work your arms slightly as well. You can also hold it like this, but you might find that it tends to pull you over, and you don't want that. You want to keep your chest nice and high. So with a squat, you will find that it works a lot of different muscles in the body. So not only the legs, So the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes. It will also work your calves a little bit as you're pushing through the ground. It also works your core quite a lot because obviously you're wanting to stay nice and upright, and as you come down you don't want to be losing your balance. So knees do not come over your toes at all. You should try and get as much of a 90-degree angle as you can. But essentially your body should be in a kind of Z shape, and that's the kind of shape that you're looking for as you come down into your squat. Okay, so moving on to a lunge or a split squat, whatever you want to call it. Split squats I tend to find include more of a bench, so the back leg would be raised. So standard bodyweight squat is what we're going to show you today. Okay, so for a lunge, you can do this in the gym. You can do a split squat, which is normally with your foot on a bench, so you've got that more of a split, if you will. But this is your basic lunge, which you can do your body weight or with a weight. So I'm just going to show you with body weight to start with. You've got quite a wide stance. Again, your feet should be in line with your hips, but you've got quite a big gap between where your feet are, and this back leg should be on its toes. Arms out in front of you to give you nice balance. As you come down, your chest is nice and high. Push through your heels as you come back up. Again, we are working the core to keep our balance. And you're coming down as far to make sure your thigh and parallel with the floor. Again, your knees do not come over your toes, and you're really sitting into it. Okay, show you from the front. I'll show you with a kettlebell. So you've done 12 on your left. So now you're going to do 12 on your right. Again, nice wide stance. On your toes, on your back leg. Kettlebell in hand. Again, up by your chest to keep it nice and high. Sitting into it. So as you sit into this exercise, your knee should be almost at the floor. Your thigh should become parallel with the floor as you come down. Core should be engaged to keep the balance. Pushing through your heel as you come back up. Knees don't go over the toes. And your chest stays nice and high. So another alternative to a kettlebell is to have 2 dumbbells either side of the body, and they can make it easier and they can also make it harder. So having the dumbbells either side for a lunge can make things slightly easier in terms of keeping your balance, but it can also make things harder in terms of obviously you have got the added weight, and it can put your balance off slightly if you've got one side weaker than the other, which is normal. As with everything else I've shown you, all exercises are for 12 reps, 4 times, with a 30-second rest in between each. So with your lunges, because you do one leg and then the other, 12 on one side, 12 on the other, and then your 30-second rest in between. So with these exercises, there are obviously more advanced versions which we can cover in future videos, but for now this is nice and simple for something you can start with at home, or you can even use in the gym with a bench, with dumbbells, a kettlebell. If you're at home, again, you can get some cans out of the cupboard, even use a 2-litre bottle of water if you're feeling like it's a bit heavier for you. But we also have the very, very basic version where you can sit on the chair, get yourself back up, and that will really make sure that you're getting your form right and really make sure that you're actually starting with the correct form to progress with weights. With the lunges, it's a little bit more difficult to digress any more than what I've shown you, but as long as you really concentrate on pushing through your heels, keeping your core really nice and tight, chest nice and high, your form should be perfect. Any questions, leave them in the comments box below. Other videos, if you haven't seen them, is this one. So this one's for arms, and will really get that peak on your bicep, help those bingo wings. I also have a video for shoulders, which gets that V, and that's that one right there. If you like my content, follow me on Instagram, join the Women in Confidence Facebook group, Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. See you in the next one.